Welcome to another special edition of Litter Media Live. I'm Dan Ramey, and Courtney Lewis is with us today from the Chillicothe Ross County Public Library. We're going to talk about the Bookworm program, and we'll see if we can get into some other things, too, coming up in just a moment. But first, this from Pickaway Ross CTC Adult Education.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Again, good to have Courtney Lewis with us here today to talk about the Bookworm program, which, is it celebrating 70 years now?
Well, the date's up in the air, but we partnering with the Junior Civic League, who started it. This will be 70 years since 1954 when we partnered with them to start the Bookworm. Yeah,
that's incredible.
I know.
Bookworm was well underway when I first came to town, so I know that a lot of the kids are now adults, and some are grandparents.
Yeah, we have so many people that come in with parents who say, I did this when I was a kid and I want my kids to do it too. So it's fun to get those generational experiences.
For folks who have never, they've heard of Bookworm, but maybe not really known what Bookworm is all about.
Sure.
What's the time period and how many books are involved?
So the library, a lot of different libraries across the country do this summer reading, and it's obviously to encourage reading throughout the summer, keeping your levels where they need to be of reading, and just something to do, during the summer. So we have called ours Bookworm, and it's been that way for a long time. But basically, it's anybody being able to come in and read, and you sign up. Pre-registration starts Monday, May 13th, and basically what that means is you can get the information, all of the paperwork that you need, find out when our programs are, and there's just challenges that you can do, simple little activities, and just tracking your time. And then at the end, you get a prize, you get entered in. Kids who, we have a bingo card, is what it looks like, is how we do it this year. So when you get your first bingo, you can come in and you get a free book. So kids can pick that out. And then after that, you fill up the card and you come to our finale party. We'll have a kickoff party. It's on June 5th at 5 o'clock at the Northside branch. And it's such a good time. We have face painting, we have snow cones, we have lots of activities and games. Staff are there to help if you need help registering online for the Bookworm. But it's just, all in all, it's just a really good time.
Going to the library is so much different than it was when I was a kid. When I was a kid, it was very stuffy. You got you can't do. That's not the case anymore, is it?
No. If anything, we encourage play. We encourage groups of people to come in and have fun. We know that families have kids that need to run around and play. Our Northside branch has a great outdoor space with musical instruments that we put in last summer. We always want to encourage people talking and meeting. Sometimes you just don't have a place to go to just sit and have a conversation with your friends or to study. So we try to have the quiet places, but we also understand that it's good to get out and play around a little bit.
And this started a couple of years ago. I was walking into Allen's Pharmacy the other day, and there was a bike sitting right there in front. Yeah. Someone had booked the bike to go to the pharmacy and pick up whatever they needed.
Yeah, it's great. We offer so much besides books too. So that's been sort of the when we talk to people in the community, they're like, wait, this is something I can get at the library. We have what's called a Beyond Books collection, and it's everything from games to fun. Those parachutes that you did in gym class, we have one of those that you can check out. So if you're looking for family games, we have metal detectors, we have bikes, we have all kinds of stuff, and we're continually adding to them. We have a pressure washer, something that you might want to use, but you don't really want to buy because you only use it a couple times. But the idea is that we want to provide things in the community that you can share, that you can use, and you don't have to buy it.
Those come in handy when the chalk artists go crazy on your sidewalk, and just spray it off.
Get it all done.
Back to Bookworm.
Yeah.
And there are different levels to this. I know we look and focus so much on the young kids, but it's young kids, preschool, then you got those that are in elementary, you got the teens, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, and adults. So our Bookworm is geared to every age. Infants, it's called Read to Me, and obviously it's for parents or a grown-up of some kind, or an older sibling to read to a child, that can count towards their reading goals. Being read to counts, and that can count as the parent as well as the kid. You all can count those points. We're not going to be sticklers about it. We just want to make sure people are reading and enjoying activities, enjoying time together for the summer. So there's different levels. The bingo, since it's a bingo card, the youngest, it's only a 3x3 they have to fill out, so it's only so many minutes, and then it gets a little bit progressively larger, and then the adults, it's a 5x5. It's based on grades, but also we're not going to be, if you're reading higher than the age or the grade that you're at, by all means, do the higher level. If not, if you feel you need a little help or just kind of want to do the easier one, please do it. Above all, we want people participating.
Right. How do you select what books to read?
Well, that's our staff. I mean, you can really pick whatever you want. We're not, doesn't matter if it wants to be a graphic novel, any of those books. If you want to do audiobooks, ebooks, any of those lines, anything can count. Newspapers, magazines. A lot of times we put together books that are popular. Our staff does. The theme this year, which we pull from a national club that puts it together, is adventure. What is the theme? Adventure begins at your library. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of the themes of the books that we recommended this year are adventure themes, and including our programming. A lot of it is try to tie in with adventure and what that means to you, whether it means exploring new worlds or if it's just exploring things in your backyard. We want to encourage all of that. So a lot of times when we put the books together, it's kind of having that in mind and just kind of covering a gamut of subjects and ideas like that.
Yeah, I wondered if there was a science to it in some respect, but the one that caught me right off and I got stuck on the first title I read here, Mousetronaut by Mary Kelly, or Mark Kelly.
Yeah.
That is something that I know kids are really excited about when they're young.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like the outer space. I mean, wow,
I know.
Your mind goes crazy over that.
I think Mark Kelly's the astronaut. I think that's the
yes.
center. So
yes.
he puts out kids' book. That's the other thing is a lot of
He's been there.
He knows exactly. I think seeing things like that, thinking about that and sorts of adventure, we just had the eclipse, so that's sort of astronomy,
right.
And that is kind of an interest right now. So, thinking of all that in terms of adventure is, it's cool. It's cool to think of that for kids.
That's the coolest thing about a book. It can take you anywhere.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the illustrations and the styles of books right now for kids through adults is just so good. Every time I walk through the kids section, I'm always like, this is a really pretty, like they have really good illustrations. And just the storylines are all so fun, and they make them, it's obviously geared, they want kids to learn and also have fun too. So it's about exploring that imagination as well as learning things. So, you can't lose on anything that we have.
Folks who were watching The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon in March, he started a book club. And they had like a March Madness bracket filled up of books, and they went down to the final one, and that's the book that they're reading. Does that get your juices flowing, so to speak, when you see somebody like that?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Encourage reading.
Absolutely. There's several of these celebrities now that have, it wasn't always just Oprah's book club, but you see all these new celebrities. I think there's also this push on social media like TikTok and Instagram. There's sort of this book talk push that's happening in younger people. And so people are kind of talking about books, and especially these like long series of books. So people want to talk about that and are interested in it. And so, these celebrities are kind of picking up on it. Absolutely. Anyone that wants to put book clubs out there will be on. We have our own book clubs too. So if there's ever anyone that wants to join locally, there's all different kinds, different times of the day, different, days of the week. So, people can join us as well.
Social media is so huge, and it's not keeping our attention, because you read a post, you go through. Much different when you sit down and read a book.
Yeah.
Because it can really capture you, and you have to invest time in reading that
Sure,
book.
Yeah. And I think that's why a lot of people do audiobooks too. Yeah. I think because, as a parent, I'm tending to like be making dinner or folding laundry, and I can put my earphones in and listen to a book, and that counts. We're all pro any way you want to ingest your book, but I think a lot of people do it that way. It's just it's almost like a podcast, but you're invested in the storyline,
Right.
and you can especially when they're series, you're like, I can't wait for the next one, and things like that.
And the thing about an audio book, they don't change the ending like they do in movies. I remember reading the Da Vinci Code, and I got involved with that book, and I read it. Just spent time. I was engrossed with that book. And then I went to see the movie, and I'm like, oh, they changed that. And I decided I'm never going to read a book or watch a movie again. It was one of the
fun.
two.
So my son and I, a few years ago, we did like a lot of Roald Dahl's books, Charlie and Chocolate Factory, the BFG. A lot of his books have been turned into movies. So we did this cool thing where we read the book together and then we watched the movie. And the first one we did that with, I think, was the BFG. And so to read the book and get all those descriptors and to kind of have this visual of, these characters that you have in your mind, and then to watch the movie and, he'd be like, wait, they left this part out, or something along those lines. And we got to talk about it, but to kind of experience that was just a cool way to, have a conversation with your kid. You're enjoying a book together, and then you watch a movie together and are able to kind of see what's happening with it. But most of the time the book's always going to be better than the movie.
Because you're producing it in your head.
Sure.
And what's crazy was while I was reading the Da Vinci Code, which had not been put into production yet as far as the movie was concerned, I pictured Tom Hanks playing that part while I was reading it.
Yeah.
And then when he came out, I'm like, were they reading my mind?
Weird, yeah. I did that with the Hunger Games. That was the other Katniss Everdeen character when they used that actress. So I was like, that works. So it's cool when it does line up. So, maybe not for everyone, but.
The old adage, and this was huge when I was a kid, reading is fundamental. And it has not changed in any respect, has it?
No, not at all. If anything, I think the varieties of books and the ways that you can enjoy them has really widened, and especially at libraries, we offer such a wide variety of ways, whether it's coming to a story time, checking out a book in person, using some of our digital resources. We want to make sure we're getting that into our community the best way we can.
Yeah. I know we wanted to talk about Bookworm, which I think we've talked well about Bookworm.
We did, yes.
But there are many things that you do throughout the year that are special to keep people engaged in the library.
Sure.
Whether it be author sit-downs and meet the author's circumstances. One of the cool things, and I don't know if the library was involved with this or not, but at the Yellow Day, where we set this interview up, you had the bee there, but then Pete the cat was there too. And I don't know who set that up, but that was really cool. A chance for you to get a chance to see something that you read.
Yeah, talk about book celebrity right there. It was, it was really cool that he was there too. And especially, for kids to be excited about, someone from a book, is always kind of cool. So yeah, Pete the cat. He's been to a couple of our events too. We do some story times with him. He visits. So yeah, it's pretty exciting when we see him out.
Now, if you've not followed their social media, you do special things like April Fools. You've been fantastic with these videos. 2 years ago, or maybe it was last year, you had the Rent a Goat.
Yeah, you could check out a goat.
that was hilarious.
Yes.
What was this year's?
So you could lend a librarian. You could check out a librarian instead of audiobooks. We got rid of our audiobooks.
And so in this video, and one of my favorite parts was at the end where you've got a librarian who's actually reading to someone going down the flood wall. And that was hilarious.
She was running, yes. Yeah. I wanted her to do that, and I thought, well, I just kind of thought it'd be like I was doing my overdubbing of it, and I thought I just wanted this to be kind of like a fill-in. And then she was, of course, when you're recording, I'm like really far back, so I can only imagine she's like running and yelling, and a lot of them I had to cut really quick because I ended up laughing at the end of a lot of the takes. So fortunately, I kept my mouth quiet during that one because that was a good part.
And of course, here in our Facebook post, we have the link to find the library's Facebook page, but also the website. So you can go and find the calendar of events and everything that you want to know right there.
Yeah, websites, start there. We have all of our resources are there. Anything, questions that you have, how to find out when events are. Our events page is really cool because you can sort by age, location. If you live in Frankfurt, if you just want to go there, if you just have teens, You can search all the events that are aimed towards them. So it's really, really nice. And then there's a way you can even print a brochure, save a brochure of just those events to your phone, or you can print them out. So it's really nice for being able to kind of organize that. But everything that we have is on our website. So go there first for anything.
Get involved with the library. Is there anything we've missed?
I don't think so. So just Bookworm starts registering May 13th. The kickoff is June 5th. But you can read between June 3rd and July 24th. Will be the dates for that. So we hope to see you all there.
Very good.
Yeah.
Courtney Lewis, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
With the Chillicothe Ross County Public Library on this edition of Litter Media Live.